Anyway, I'll see you guys out.
Was just wondering, are you an RCMP?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Is it something normal to see a candidate having private RCMP?
Well, I'm not really here to answer any questions. So.
Liberal policy is always like good for the immigration. So that's why I support liberals.
That is actually hilarious. Look that. Are you kidding, right?
So it's like me coming to your house. If you ask me to leave your property, right, I have to leave your property.
Yeah, but he wants to be the prime minister.
So you should relax. It sounds like you're getting very aggravated.
I am, because the organizer is telling you to leave
I
the
don't want
place.
you to walk backwards, sir. It's not safe to walk backwards.
Do you think Canada need a globalist elitist, or do you think they need someone who represent the middle class?
Canada needs someone who represent all the Canadians. Canada is class free. There is no middle class, no upper class, no lower class for a prime minister.
Alexa Lavoie for Rebel News, reporting from Milton, Ontario. As the Liberal leadership race heats up, all eyes are on Mark Carney, who is widely expected to become the party's next leader when the results are announced in Ottawa in 2 days. Carney, fresh off his appearance in Montreal, is set to hold an event here. As you can see behind us, we've just been expelled. Oh yeah! And the question looming large is not just whether he will succeed Justin Trudeau as Prime Minister, but also about the integrity of this leadership race itself. In a shocking revelation today, the Liberal Party announced that out of nearly 400,000 registered voters for the leadership contest, only 135,000 have been verified so far, and the deadline is at 5 p.m. today. That leaves a staggering 265,000 names unverified. The sudden announcement has sparked concern about transparency and accuracy in this voting process. One has to wonder, where are the missing names? Should Election Canada step in to investigate, or would a forensic audit be necessary to ensure the legitimacy of this election? Meanwhile, Carney has been avoiding the media, especially independent outlets, with multiple reports of him blocking and banning journalists from his events, like today. This pattern of avoidance raises eyebrows, especially considering Carney's troubled record. He was caught lying about his involvement in relocating Brookfield Asset Management headquarters from Toronto to New York. Perhaps the most troubling is Carney's refusal to address his ties to Ghislaine Maxwell, the associate of the infamous Jeffrey Epstein, who has been accused of horrific crimes. He was actually a sex predator. So we came, we asked questions to the attendees, we got blocked, and I let you on the full report. Thank you.
Thanks.
Hello. How are you?
Hello.
Thanks, how are you?
Good yourself.
Sorry, do you guys have a press?
We are with the press.
I don't know if you guys are allowed in here, but are you guys expecting notice? Did you register?
With media? Is there any poll of media allow and not?
I'm not aware that this is open to media.
Okay.
So just hang tight.
Okay.
Hi, how are you guys?
I'm good, and you?
Good, thanks. My name's Adam.
Adam?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you. Yeah, cheers. Yeah.
We are just here to report on the event.
Okay, well, it's closed to media. It's not an open event. It's private.
There is no media at all, but I just saw just right there.
It's my friend. It's my friend Will.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is no media opportunity at all.
And you had to register in advance anyways.
We did, but no one
I
said.
didn't see you register.
No one's. What do you know why?
I didn't see any media register. I certainly didn't see probably media register.
Okay, but you don't know my name though. Do you know my name?
No.
No. Okay. So difficult to know that you didn't receive my email if you don't know my name.
Yes, that's true.
Thank you.
Anyway, I'll see you guys out.
Was just wondering, are you an RCMP?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Is it something normal to see a candidate having private RCMP?
Well, I'm not really here to answer any questions, so we're going to have to leave the.
We're gonna go now.
But
Okay.
is it kind of normal that we see that? Is it
I'm
are you
small.
paid
Come on.
by the party
Right now.
or you paid
It's a
with the
police.
taxpayer?
It's a
I'm
private
not here to
event.
answer questions. It's a private event.
You want my badge?
Okay.
We're not here to make
No,
trouble,
but
okay?
no, we just ask if it's
This is my
normal
badge.
to
Yeah,
have.
you can't.
It's normal
I asked
to
you to
register
leave,
in advance.
please,
Please.
Is it normal that
Is
a
that private?
candidate have a
Your
private
YouTube vlogs, it sounds like you're getting very
RCMP?
aggravated.
With them?
I am because the organizer is telling you to leave
I
the
don't want you to walk
place.
backwards, sir. It's not safe to walk backwards. It's not safe to walk backwards. Turn around.
Who are you? Is it normal that we have two
It's a private-
RCMP?
it's a private
Two
property.
RCMP for a man?
Please.
For a candidate? He's not even elected.
Please, can you leave this space?
Yeah, but he's not
You're
elected.
told to.
Yeah, but why we have two RCMP? Who's paying you? Is it the party or is it the
Can you
taxpayer?
leave this? Can you leave it?
Is it
please?
the party
Can
or
you
is
leave-
it
can you leave-
taxpayer money?
Can you leave the?
Who is
place?
funding you?
Can you leave this place, please?
Can you answer that?
Can you leave this place, please?
If I want
Can you leave the place,
if I
please?
want the answer
Ma'am?
where I
Ma'am?
need to apply.
Please, please.
Where
This is
do
a
I need-
private. Madam, you're harassing.
Yeah, well, you can. You,
Please.
I'm just asking a
Please.
question. Okay, but I will do an access to information then.
Please.
That's crazy. Two RCMP here for Mark
Can you
Carney.
not stand by the door, please?
Stand by the door. I'm outside.
There are
then.
guests that are coming,
Okay.
and you're blocking the door.
I'm not blocking the door right now. They can enter. Thank you. Wow. That's crazy, eh? So, Mark Carney say that he actually defended David Menzies. I don't know if you remember in Davos.
If this was Canada, you could have him arrested.
Did you see that? Your rival, Christian
you seen
Freeland,
that?
had one of our reporters
I
arrested.
don't think she did. I think
She didn't say a word against it.
it was the
would you-
wrong thing. It was absolutely the wrong thing.
Well, thank you for saying that.
I'm in favor of, look, freedom of the press. I've
We're friends already.
I've been a public figure in Canada. I've been a public figure in the UK. I know you got to answer tough questions, and you guys, you ask tough questions, and that's fair.
He actually condemned what happened with David Menzies when he would try to question Christian Freeland. Not only he got pushed over and he got unjustly arrested, and now you see what they just did. They have already two RCMP at the entrance door. First of all, it's pretty curious because Mark Carney is not elected yet. Is just a candidate, but it's not just one RCMP. Now I just see two, and I'm wondering how many other RCMP is there. And when I ask them who is funding them, is it the taxpayer or is it the party itself? And at one point, they said that I was harassing a police officer. That is untrue. It's just asking a question. So now questioning is harassing, apparently. Hi, can I ask you quickly, what do you like of Mark Carney?
Listen, he is a wise, thoughtful gentleman who is a proven leader in so many different ways. And I have to say that Canada needs a fresh voice when it comes to politics. And so at the end of the day, he is the only choice, as far as I'm concerned, for Canada.
Hi there. Can I ask you quickly, why do you like Mark Carney?
What's there not to like?
I love him.
Yeah, but which reason?
Confident person who can handle our economical challenges. And yeah.
Why do you like Mark Carney?
All right, now thanks. Come on in.
No?
Because I'm so long since I came in Canada. He helped us for the immigration, for the liberals. The policy, liberal policy is always like good for the immigration. So that's why I support liberals.
Do you support the same number of immigration that we have right now?
No, because now is too much. I'm not agree about this one. So
Mark Carney actually lied about transferring the headquarters of Brookfield Asset Management from Toronto to New York because of the tariff threats. How can we trust Mr. Carney if already with the company, he actually did the move before the tariff came into action?
See, things change, people change. So that likewise, we can say that that decisions can change too. So this decision is gonna change, or what we cannot judge him upon what he has taken just one decision or one statement. Everything is gonna revert. We all know that, because right now, in that time, might be he was presenting Brookfield, but in the future, in some days, he's gonna represent the great Canadians. He's gonna present Canada. So Canada comes first of all.
Like, I don't know if you remember, but he said that Canada was the biggest semiconductor producer for the US. That wasn't true.
Biggest supplier of semiconductors. We supply almost all their semiconductors. That whole, everybody in the White House is a tech bro except for Trump. They all need semiconductors. They all come from Canada.
Afterwards, he lied about Brookfield Asset Management to move the company from Toronto to New York. Is it something that concerns you?
So at the end of the day, I am basing my comments and my views on what I've read and what I'm aware of. Nothing that you've said to me is anything that sounds even remotely familiar, so I apologize if I haven't done the homework that I need to. But from what I can tell, he is the best leader for Canada.
The moving of headquarters of Brookfield Asset Management.
I don't know anything about that, and neither I'm going to be late, so I'm just going to head out. And, okay?
But last question quickly. Do you think Mark Carney should disclose his relationship with the sex offender?
Once again, that's up to him.
Jeffrey
I'm going to leave now. I'm going to leave now, but thank you so much. Have a good one.
Okay. Wow. Okay. I think that last question, she didn't like it. Do you think he should release what was really his relationship with them since they were convicted as a sex predator and sex offender?
Oh gosh, yes, of course, politicians should be transparent with people, and I have my own questions as well, especially when it comes to supporting Palestinians, not talking about, politicians are not talking about ethnic cleansing that's happening there. So I'm curious to learn more about that as well, and all the questions that you mentioned. I'll as a citizen, I'll learn more about it, and I'll try my best to hold our politicians accountable.
If we saw Mark Carney, maybe we say you should speak in French since I'm French, but I don't really want to speak French with him because last time that I saw him speaking in French, he clearly said that he agreed with Hamas.
Hamas. We all agree on Hamas on a two-state
No, we don't agree with
solution.
Hamas.
Do you have any concern to see a candidate lying on live TV?
No. Mark Carney is, I never seen anything, any video, no, nothing, never heard. People is talking about him, but I never seen Mark Carney about. He's a good guy, he's a big economist, I know. He fixed economy in England, he fixed the economy in future and conservative, government was here. He fixed a lot of things, So he's the better than conservative leader. Olivia, I'm just recommended Mark Carney is the better than, the other leader, yeah.
Do you think Canada need a globalist elitist, or do you think they need someone who represents the middle class?
Canada needs someone who represent all the Canadians. Canada is class-free. There is no middle class, no upper class, no lower class for a prime minister. For Mark Carney as a prime minister or Justin Trudeau as a prime minister, everyone is the same. All Canadians are equal. Whatever the policy comes, it comes for all of the Canadians.
Mark Carney is ready to take a paycheck coming from mainly pipeline project around the world while stopping the pipeline project here in Canada. Do you think there is a big double standard?
Like the way you formulated it sounds like, and absolutely, we need to ensure that whatever policies we do have double standard, but also consideration are probably global, environment, but we can't be defending environment here in house and supporting somewhere else.
Exactly.
Yeah, those things. So, yeah.
So this is another fun fact. How come there is no media allowed? Mark Carney is continuing to do event after event after event. Last night it was in Montreal at the Club Soda. And before that, Before, it was in Calgary. We saw Mark Carney also blocking independent journalists. And why is he so afraid to speak with media? Why is he so afraid to have media around him? The only media that he seems to not care about is the American media. But then, if you care more about American media, why then you don't run in America? Did you know that Mark Carney is actually taking credit for some people in the past that actually help us to come through certain crises? Like, I have it just here. He claimed that he helped Paul Martin to balance the budget. That wasn't true. He also claimed to have worked to guide Canada through the 2008-2009 crisis.
That is so long. That is so long you're talking about.
Yeah.
Now it's changed. You know,
it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter for that. You know, but he's a good. You know, for the big economist guy. You know, I'm thinking is that we are in the crisis right now.
Mm-hmm.
He will fix our economy.
Before, might be he was getting the paycheck for himself, but right now he's responsible for all the Canadians who has voting for him, who are putting their trust, all the Canadians are putting their trust on him. So now onwards he will think for all of the Canadians, not for his paycheck, obviously.
There is currently two, I don't know if it's undercover police car officer that are blocking the entrance. We don't really know why. We think that is mainly because Mark Carney is inside and now they don't want more people arriving on scene. We'll see if there is something with the police, if they will see, they will come to see us. But yeah, so the event so far, people seems to not really know much about politics when I question them, because they seem to know nothing about the lies that Mr. Carney has said so far. Gonna follow. That is actually hilarious. Look that. Are you kidding, right? Oh, closing. They all literally, they saw that I was over there, and this looked like really a movie or a fiction. How can this be real? They actually closed the blinds. They closed the blinds for making sure we are not seeing inside. And I'm just wondering if these two cops was called because of us. This is actually ridiculous. Like, come on, what do you have to hide? Closing the blinds, stopping us to be inside, trying Antifa tactic on my producer, Efren Mosento, to try to block his camera. What is going on here? We are, again, I keep repeating, if people are enough, oh, hello. So you've been called for us.
If you could just do me a favor,
Yeah.
it's just a private property. You can record from the sidewalk on public property. They just don't want you guys on.
So they call you?
Yeah. If you could just get off their property here, you can go on the sidewalk.
Just quickly.
Just listen. You can talk to me. I'll talk to you as long as you go off.
Can we walk and talk?
Just as long as we stay off their property, that's fine.
So.
Just so you know, everything's recorded.
Yeah, I know.
Okay? Yeah.
So I'm just wondering what that proof for the freedom of the press to call the cop.
The press is allowed to record anything in public, but not on private property. That's all. So it's like me coming to your house. If you ask me to leave your property, right? I have to leave your property.
Yeah, but he wants to be the prime minister. What about that?
I don't even know what the event is for, what this is in regards to.
Mark Carney.
Okay, that's fine. You guys are allowed to record as much as you want from the sidewalk, interview each other, but they just won't want anyone on their private property unless invited. That's all.
Okay, but
just on the sidewalk, just because there's going to be vehicles coming here. If you guys can just be on the sidewalk so you're not in the way of vehicles coming in.
Mm-hmm. But
so this way.
Yeah. You know that we are not threat, though. We don't.
No one's saying that. It doesn't matter. It's just that you're on private property. The manager of the property is asking you to leave. Now they've called us to ask you to leave. If you guys stay on the sidewalk, you're more than welcome to record and do whatever you want.
Yeah, you can record as much as you want from here.
Just not on the property. And obviously if we get called back, then we're going to have to come back and it's the same issue.
Okay.
Okay.
Just a question. Why did you block the access just before?
We didn't. We were just
We're
pulling
not,
in.
we're just
we weren't
pulling
sure
in.
who was involved or who was talking.
Okay.
and
Yeah.
Okay, I was just wondering.
We didn't know what was going on here, so we're
Yeah.
just trying to sort out. If these guys called, it was these guys that called, so we're just trying to sort out who's who.
Okay.
Okay.
Who's
All right.
who in the zoo?
Yes, exactly.
Thank you.
Okay,
Have a
take
good day. Wow. So I'm not really surprised. So they called the cop because apparently we are like not really welcome. And yeah, so disturbing two cop, paying with taxpayer money, two cop for coming and displace and ask independent news outlet to just stand in the sidewalk and not being on the private property. But that, I think it's a wrap up. I think this is what the Liberal Party represent. They represent, of course, the same whole Liberal Party who keeps the same policies, who are against the freedom of the press. They don't like the media, who criticize, who dare to actually ask tough questions. And Mark Carney is just a second Justin Trudeau. So I hope you enjoy. It was Alexa here in Toronto, Milton, Ontario. So don't forget to go over calltheelection.ca because right now, as we mentioned, we are in a crisis, a trade war crisis, and we need a strong leader to deal with Mr. Donald Trump. So go over calltheelection.ca, make your voice heard, sign the petition, and thank you.